Hi, it's Golden Roses. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about dark energy, also known as demons, because I've seen a lot of people scared out of spirit guides or their destinies in general, so I wanted to talk about that. There's the obvious thing where you're not supposed to like sell your soul to Beelzebub, or you're not supposed to be hyper focused on dark stuff because, like, you don't want to manifest demons. But what about when you're doing everything right and then something still comes through and it's not a test from the universe, but it's like an actual attack? And that's what I wanted to talk about. First, I'm going to give you an example. So a couple months ago, I was in kind of a rough spot. So I prayed for a miracle, a money miracle, but I kept having doubts. Even though I've manifested money, but I had some doubts, so I was doing this hypnosis to rewire my brain, just so you have a more abundant mentality, and it works really well. The first couple days was that typical, purging, where it's like negative stuff from your past comes up, and you're like, oh no, it was just purging, so I was like, no big deal. But the third day, I actually got more productive and was really positive. And then the next night, I actually dreamed about my twin flame, my soulmate, and it was a telepathic dream because we were actually communicating. And it was really cool because so we're sitting on the floor in the grocery store. Nobody noticed. We were just talking, but it's like, even though we were present with each other, we were talking like we hadn't met in person yet. And it was cool because he said something that the tarot had already been saying, but I was like, yeah, right. But then we heard from him, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And I asked him a question. It was a future tense question, and then he answered it, and it was just a really neat dream. So the next day, of course, I was happy, and I was like, praising the universe and God and all that, and like everything was going right that day. When like the crosswalk, the little walkie man, like every single one you're able to walk across, or if you're in a car and you get like all the green lights, just things like that. Like everything was going right, and I'm like, woohoo, like vibrating really high and all that. And then the next day in the tarot, instead of spirit guides and angels coming through, which is most of the time what happens, it's good stuff, instead it was dark energy pretending to be your ancestors, and that's happened before. It doesn't happen very often. And what it was is, I had recently found out about my last life. And I found out that my parents from my last life are a couple of my spirit guides, which is really cool. Well, in this particular tarot reading, what happened was dark energy came through, but I didn't realize it at first. And it felt kind of cold. I thought, what's up with these guys today? And I thought, oh, okay, it must not be a reading for me. And then the tarot reader, she's sitting there and she's quiet and she's listening to messages she's getting from the other side. And then all of a sudden she's saying what she hears. She says, oh, maybe one of your spirit guides is named, and she names this person. It's not a common name, and it's actually a really evil person that has to do with my past life. I wasn't the evil person, but the evil person apparently not good stuff. So I got pissed because I was like, first of all, like, my spirit guide dad from my last life would have kicked the person's butt, and I was just like really mad. And I've figured out it's not my spirit guides, but I was still pissed because I was like, you're trying to mess with my vibration. But instead of stopping, I just got more pissed, and it really messed up my vibration. And that's what they were trying to do, because like on some people, they'll prey with them on fear. Like if you're terrified of demons, they'll prey on that. But if you have a lot of trauma in your past, they can use PTSD. Or if you're having supernatural experiences and you're second guessing yourself because maybe you grew up in a home where that didn't happen, then they might be like trying to gaslight you. I hate that. Or if they can't do those things, they're just trying to piss you off by lying to you, or give you bad advice, like go back to your abuser or something like that. It's just stuff like that. So I got pissed, and it messed up my vibration that day. And then toward the end of the day, finally good stuff was coming through. Angels and guides, and they tell you to protect your energy too. So But my point is, the reason that happens, because like over 90% of the time, tarot is your angels and guides coming through. Occasionally you'll have a reading that's not meant for you, because I'm doing general readings on YouTube, so then you just let it go. But once in a while, you might get something coming through trying to get you to go back to past related stuff, focus on like poverty and stress, or get you to question the stuff that's happened to you, things like that. So, and the reason that happens is not that you're on the wrong track, it's you're on the right track, and they're trying to keep you from your purpose. And an example I wanted to give, this has happened to me a few times. Like, I'll be praising God, like, oh my God, this is an amazing thing, this is the most amazing thing, and then huge spider comes. That might not be a big thing to you, but to me, I'm just like, it's awful, and there's no man to kill the spiders like there used to be. So it's just not good. But anyway, in the Bible, Jesus, it's like, this is the thing I don't understand. It's like, there's people that have bad experiences and they get scared, and I understand, but then they stop whatever their purpose was and they go back to what they were raised on. And there's nothing wrong with like that if that's your purpose in this life. Like if somebody's called to be a Christian pastor and Satan's trying to get you not to be, or demons, whatever, it's like, be a pastor. Like, there's nothing wrong with religion. I mean, not always. There's good parts. But likewise, if you're called to be like a tarot reader, a Reiki healer, and it's not what you were raised on, it doesn't mean it's wrong. And so sometimes stuff will come through to try to get you off the path, or make you question yourself, or go back to a toxic relationship, because they don't want you to find the love of your life, because love changes people. Like, when it's your person, it's like, it makes you do, like, you get brave, and it makes you, and your heart expands, so then you want to help more people even than you did before. And so and you know, all this negativity goes away, there's less negative energy for them to feed off of. They don't like it, and they don't seem to distinguish between who's Christian good, who's Hindu good, who's spiritual good, who's agnostic good. They don't care. It's good is good to them. It's like they don't like it. So back to Jesus. Anyway, the thing is, he was fasting for 40 days somehow, and like praying, doing all that spiritual stuff. So he was in a vulnerable moment, but also a spiritually high moment. And Satan whether you believe the story or not, Satan comes to him like the demon daddy and is harassing him. Now, Jesus was clearly, we all agree he was good, whatever your view is, and the thing is, he was doing right. He was following his purpose. What if Jesus had been so scared by the demon encounter that he's like, I better not teach people this thing that deviates from how I was raised? Some of it coincided, but some of it was different. You know, I better go back home, stay in a closet, and read the Torah. Torah's good, not saying that, but I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? If he had played it small and gotten scared and stuck with what he was raised on, Satan would have left him alone, but nobody would know who Jesus was nowadays. Look at all these people that got helped in some way by him and wouldn't have been like, oh, our miracles, oh, you can't do the supernatural stuff, it's of Satan. It's not. But you know what I'm saying? If he had gotten scared and played it small, like, he wouldn't have fulfilled his purpose. And that's the thing. It's not, are you a religion, are you not? It's, what is your purpose in this particular life? For some people, it's to be a Buddhist monk. And for some people, it's like a pastor or a missionary. For some people, it's like atheism, but they're doing leaps and bounds for science. And the cool thing is, quantum physics, all of these other religions talk about law of attraction in varying degrees, or most of them, not all of them. And so even though there's parts of religion that science and they don't really add up, that there's other parts where quantum physics proves it. So it kind of like parts of it tie together. So it's like everybody has to do whatever your path is, you have to follow it. And you can't let other people talk you out of it, because there's people that have their beliefs, their loose belief, and they think you should be too. But it's like, if that's not your path in this lifetime, then you need to do what your path is, because everybody has different experiences of God. This is why there's all these religions. But the thing is, it's okay to be a religion if you resonate with it, but you also have to look at your own personal experiences of God. This is why everything's different. And people are like, I want to change the world, but it's like, you don't have to change everybody. You just have to reach the group of people you're supposed to reach. No one's gonna resonate with everybody. Like, nobody's gonna be able to reach everybody, because some people will only listen to this group or that group or this. So it's like, you need good people in all walks of life, religious or not, or spiritual or otherwise, because there's people that will only listen to that group. So you need good people in all these facets of life, so that way love and light are spreading and all this darkness and negativity is being erased. It doesn't have to, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you don't have to reach everybody. It's not that this is bad or good. It's that you need to live your purpose and not be talked out of it. Spirit guides and angels, they're real. And it doesn't really matter if you're just talking to Jesus, the Holy Spirit, if you're talking to your spirit guides or angels, or if you relate to God as the universe or source, or one of the Hindu gods. Like, it doesn't actually matter, because God's a lot bigger than people think. Like, God can manifest in different ways. And if you really have a heart that's loving and you really want to know what truth is, you'll be led to your path. You see what I'm saying? And other people are led to their path. You just don't want to be so close-minded and close-hearted that, you know what I'm saying? It's like, if meditation or tarot or crystals, if you personally feel it's wrong, then don't do it. But if somebody tells you it's wrong, but you don't feel that way, it's like, then don't do it. And the other thing, and I don't want to get into like too many examples, because I don't want to discredit people's experiences. That's not the point of this channel. But some people who had experiences with demons, because I looked into it, I was like, I don't believe this religion, but I do find it weird that these people are having this experience. And so I was looking, and when I was researching this stuff, my angel numbers came through, and the guides were even like, do your research, that's fine, find out what you believe. They weren't like, oh no. I've listened to Christian songs, sermons, quoted scripture, done all kinds of things. They don't care, because they don't have anything against Jesus. They're good, they don't care. But my thing is, do your research, it's totally fine. It's just that some of these examples, it's like they could all be explained by psychology, by science, or, guys, if a demon appears to you and says he was your spirit guide and he was tricking you all along, why are you trusting this? Like, I mean, really, like, they lie. That's what they do. So there was another example where the person decided to go back to Jesus, so they said goodbye to their spirit guides and angels because they were going to follow Jesus. Okay, so guess what happens? The spirit guides and angels leave. This person didn't ask Jesus into their heart. They're sitting there, a sitting duck, without Jesus, without spirit guides or angels, a sitting duck. And then they had some problems with demons. You don't send your protection away and then not take on some new protection. You're just leaving yourself vulnerable. Like, again, I don't like to get into detail because I don't want to discredit anyone's experience. It's a very personal thing. But my thing is just, you need to protect yourself. And it doesn't matter how you do it. It's like, whatever path you feel called to go on is the one that you need to go on. And don't be talked out. Don't be scared out of it by demons. Don't talk yourself out of it. Don't let other people talk you out of it. Advice is good, but you also have to follow your intuition. Guys, I've gotten stupid advice. I mean, advice like, if I had taken it, it would have gotten me killed. Or even people that are supposed to have your back, like advising you to go back to like somebody that, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just, you have to use your intuition. So yeah, so that's just what this video was about, was to let you know that just because you're going through some stuff or being harassed, it doesn't mean that you're doing something wrong, because you don't attack your allies. Like, if you know what I'm saying? Like why would they harass you if you were doing what they wanted you to do, like playing it small or being whatever, running around living a bad life or whatever? They might feed off your negativity, but it's like, there's no point in harassing you because you're not following your path. You're not doing any good. So yeah, don't be hyper focused on this stuff because you don't want to manifest that. Don't sell your soul because that's dumb. But yeah, just know that whatever path is right for you, that's the one you follow, and don't be talked out of it, okay? And don't be scared, because they like to prey on that. And also, if you use tarot, just use discernment. The majority of the time it's positive, But then, you know, occasionally, if you're doing, I guess, too good too much of the time, you might get something come through. But it's like, just don't react, just shut it off, move on, and you're fine. Also, the other thing I wanted to say is tarot, like, it's a tool. It's like knives. Knives can be used in the kitchen for good things, or they can be used for harm. It's the same thing. Your guides and angels, it's a means of communicating with you, just like angel numbers, but it can also, other stuff can come through. So it's kind of like you have to do tarot obsessively before that happens, though. Like cray, and then yeah. Otherwise, this is why some readers will occasionally take a break from it, because it's like, it's just like being in the city. It's like if you're around a bunch of people, you increase the chances that somebody wants to rob you or something, or do you harm. It doesn't mean that all people are criminals. It means the more people you expose yourself to, the percentage it goes up that you might run into somebody who's not good. It's the same thing. If you spend a lot of time dealing with the spirit realm, you're mostly going to get good, but the more spirits you get exposed to, you increase the odds that maybe something not so friendly can come through. And I can make a video sometime about what to do if you guys want, but I just wanted to say that because it's kind of like, if you feel it's wrong, don't do it. But I hate to see people talked out of their purpose or their path just because they have opposition. It's like, Jesus got it too, you guys. Like, he got the worst of it, and like, he still followed his purpose. Okay, my timer's telling me to shut up. I gotta go. I'm sorry, but thank you guys for watching. I wish you guys a good day or night. Take care.